Speed.
Okay, my dear Greg Saunders.
Gregory.
Eagle looking right, you're done.
Gregory.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders.
Greg Saunders!
Wow! Hey, great!
Look at it.
We interrupt this sound file to bring you a terrifying announcement.
Are you aware that you're leaking coolant at an alarming rate?
Show us the skills that have made you a media darling.
Well, I'm glad we got all that out in the open.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Welcome to the second Stateline show.
That wasn't freaky at all. Hey, if you work security at a Samsung store, it technically makes you a guardian of the galaxy. I'm Greg. He's Tom. Welcome to the Saturday morning Stateline show. How's it going, my friend?
I have a screensaver that guards my galaxy.
It is the 4th day of June, the year 2022, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind.
And this is really loud, so let's just go ahead and shut that off right now. Thank you very much for that.
And to answer your question, I'm doing well. I am.
Awesome.
How are you?
Very well. Good to see you. I've got a big number of the week for you this week that I think is actually very big. Yes, the big number of the week is 2 billion. That's right, with a B. 2 billion. There's our big number of the week. And let me just post that for you right now. The answer this week is vinyl or vanishing. Vinyl or vanishing. We'll give you the answer before the end of the show. Our current race to 10 has Joann leading by a score of 4-2.
Okay, time for me to catch up. My hot streak is done.
Yeah, you're back. You're back. You're fine. You'll be back on track here.
All right. All right.
It is the first weekend in June. There's a lot of stuff going on around Rockford. We're going to try to fill you in on a few of those things here coming up. And our special guest, Aaron Raybon, is the executive director of the Circle of Change. What do they do and how do they do it? And how can you support them? We're going to fill you in on all those details here coming up in just a little bit. Before we get to that, I do, as I always do, have some shout outs, but do you want to lead off with the shout outs this week, Tom? You got any special shout outs this week?
No, I really don't. I got a couple of, they're not really rants, but some things I wanted to talk about. Go ahead, go with your shout outs, and then I'll talk about what I wanted to talk about. It has to do with political advertising. And,
we
how it's
been a little bit
driving me absolutely nuts, and I'll tell you why in a second.
We had a really fun time last weekend. I don't remember if I talked about this at all last week because I wasn't exactly sure how it was going to go. But now that it went so well, I want to brag on Gehrig's Sporting Clays up in Janesville. Have you ever shot sporting clays with shotguns, Tom?
No.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Way back in the day when I took my hunter safety course the first time, we took it at a place that had one of those sporting clays setups, but it was more of the traditional one where you're pretty much just shooting at clays being launched away from you. So that's the only time I ever did the sporting clays before was either stationary or the kind that just launched out in front of you and you tried to shoot them as they go. This place shot them in all different directions.
Oh, wow.
It was so cool that, they would say, okay, the instructor guy, he would go, okay, here's what's going to happen at this station. And then he'd hit the button. And then when, one would come flying over from the left kind of away from you. Another one would come flying from the right, almost exactly horizontal across the field. And it was like, all right, there's your 2 shots. Here, first up. It was a lot of fun. We had a blast for celebrating Kenny's. There's one of Kenny's bachelor parties. My son Kenny's getting married this week.
Oh, that's so cool. Yeah. What happens on a clay pigeon that goes up and it doesn't get hit and it comes down? Do you get to go retrieve it and shoot it again, or is it done?
It's done. Now, sometimes they hit the ground and break, but if the grass is still long enough and everything else and it doesn't hit another clay, it lands just perfectly fine. They pick them up and they launch them later for the next group.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Yeah, because they're made of clay, so they're gonna break. Yeah.
So if they hit the hard surface, they're gonna break on contact. One of the coolest things that happened, we were, like I said, we were doing this with a bunch of Kenny's friends for his bachelor party. His buddy Keith, I think this was at station. There's 9 different stations around this complex. So I think we got to like station 8, and this one, both clays were coming at you from maybe, I don't know, 30, 40 yards away. They were launched, and then they were coming at us as we're all standing there, and they were like even next to each other. They're both shot at the same time. So you're picking one to shoot, which one you're going to hit first. And then the next one, Keith blasts the one on the right. And as it explodes, a piece of it hits the one on the left and blows that one up too.
Wow. 2
one
for the
shot,
price of
both
1.
plays.
Wow. That's pretty good.
Awesome. So shout out to Gehrig's, Gehrigs, I believe how they spell their name up there. Gehrig's Sporting Clays. A lot of fun. Great way to spend an afternoon when the weather is nice.
That is so cool.
Great time up there. And then just another couple of quick shout outs as far as team sold on Tony Keller Williams Realty this last week. Working with some great clients, trying to get homes under contract and doing a lot of behind the scenes stuff this week as far as negotiating repairs and stuff like that after inspection reports. And that always gets a little bit testy and stuff. So kudos to some clients that are doing wonderful things. Want to give a couple of quick shout outs to your buddy Dan down in Tulsa. Good morning, Tulsa.
Good morning, Dan.
And also my buddy Keith, who's up in Wisconsin. I believe he's in the Madison area. Good morning, Keith. Thanks for tuning in on our LinkedIn stream. I was testing that last week to make sure that LinkedIn's stream was going okay. All right. Before we get to our guest today, your rant is about these governor commercials. Is that what it is?
All right. Here's the thing. Obviously, anybody who listens to the show knows I'm conservative. Okay, fine. I'm going to vote for the conservative option. I don't like J.B. Pritzker. I think he's been an awful governor. But aside from all of that, never mind that. I don't care if you want to vote for J.B., you go right ahead. You have that freedom. That's good.
Right.
So here's my problem. I have seen commercials for Jesse Sullivan, whom I like, Darren Bailey. I'm really starting to like Darren Bailey, and Richard Irvin, who I did like, and I'm not real sure about anymore. And here's part of the reason why. First and foremost, the claim that Richard Irvin has literally millions of dollars given to his campaign, 20 million, 30 million, something like that, by this Ken, what's his name? Ken something or other, big businessman in Decatur, somewhere a little south of here. He has contributed a lot of money to Richard Irvin. This is why every third commercial is a Richard Irvin commercial. Fine. He says Black Lives Matter. No, all lives matter, which is fine. It's great. He says, I'm for funding the police. Fine. That's wonderful. But it was said that he had mentioned before that he wanted to defund the police. He was supporting Black Lives Matter. All of these different contradictions. Now, if I take him on his word, I'm voting for him because he's really good. He did a great job with Aurora from what I gather. But I want to know, and I don't know because I cannot find enough stuff. I want to know, is this guy just full of crap? Is he lying to us? Or is the media lying to us by telling us he's this, and that? Some media say he's completely liberal and just check out his past. And some say, oh, no. You know, the police commissioners and sheriffs around the county, around the state of Illinois are saying he's wonderful. He stands with us. We stand with him. So now the whole Darren Bailey thing comes up. And Darren Bailey, they said he's just too conservative for Illinois. I'm like, wait a minute. That was the worst commercial you could have put out. too conservative for Illinois? There are 102 counties in Illinois. 99 of them are red. 3 of them are blue. Do the math. So without turning this into a full-on political show, I'm just saying he's definitely not too conservative for Illinois. But Richard Irvin paints him as being an Obama supporter. I don't think so. His commercial said he has never voted for a Democrat. He has always voted with Trump or whatever. And so I'm really, really confused to the point where I am not voting in the primary. One, I'm still mad about 2020, but two, there's no need to vote in the primary. They're all going to beat each other up. And then whoever emerges, even if it's Richard Irvin, he will be my guy for gubernatorial election in November. I don't hate Richard Irvin. I don't dislike him at all. I'm just a little bit leery because I get a lot of these texts from everybody saying this guy said this and this guy said that. Yeah. I don't know, people. I want honesty. I want fairness. I don't care who wins. I just want honesty.
Somebody other than JB.
The other thing, somebody other than JB. The other thing that bothers me is I got a picture. It was a meme from I believe the Richard Irvin campaign, and it had Bailey and Jesse Sullivan next to one another, and one of them had "I support Obama" and the other one "I love Biden." They had shirts on. It was clearly photoshopped. The head was off. It was clearly photoshopped. And I wrote them back. I texted them back. I said, I was on Richard Irvin's trail at first. I was on board, but now I'm not so sure because this is clearly photoshopped. If you're going to Photoshop something, then you're hiding something. If you're going to, and when he says, I might have voted for Biden, well, what does that mean? I might have? Why would you even say that? And nobody talks that I might have voted for Biden. You either did or you didn't. And he says he has 100% never voted Democrat, never voted for Biden, or never voted for anybody, So there you go. Well, that's what is bugging me today.
I'll keep trying to encourage you to check out Gary Rabine.
Oh, there's my guy. That's
worth
the one
following.
I really like.
I'm wondering when the advertisements will start for him because he is definitely he's the non-politician that I think Illinois needs right now to lead our state.
I forgot about him, and you are correct. You are absolutely correct. I've seen enough of him. I've heard enough of him. He is a good man. And so is Jesse Sullivan, by the way. Sold out Christian. He said, I want to apologize for my faith. I want to apologize for being pro-life. I will not apologize for any of that. And I love that. And he's got, 6 or 7 adopted kids. What a good guy. What a good guy. And, I doubt seriously that he's a Biden supporter or an Obama supporter, whichever shirt he was wearing. I doubt seriously. So that's another red flag to me. But Gary Rabine, yes. I just don't know if he has the money, the backing, the
name recognition is going to be a challenge. So I'm kind of wondering if there's going to be a marketing blitz the week of the primaries. I am seeing quite a few signs out and about for him, which is nice and encouraging to me. But anyway, this primary is just something else, isn't it? You got to just kind of, no matter what your political affiliation, you just got to kind of sit back and chuckle a little bit as these candidates beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, and the reason the Republicans are doing it is because J.B. Pritzker is running unopposed. He has nothing to. I've been seeing J.B. Pritzker come. Oh, and by the way, I got to share this one last thing. J.B. Pritzker levied a gas tax early on in Illinois, and now he's repealing the very gas tax that he put up. So here's the twist. He wants every gas station to put up a sign that says, Governor J.B. Pritzker has repealed such and such gas tax, saving you 10 to 15 cents a gallon or whatever. Well, first of all, I believe that's called, I want to say electioneering or racketeering. It might be. It's something like that because he's the one that created the tax. Now he's pulling it off. It's used as a political advertisement. Oh, hey, look at what JB's doing. He's reducing gas prices. No, you're the one who raised them in the first place with your tax. You don't get credit for that. Plus the fact that you cannot force a privately held gas station to put up a sign essentially endorsing your campaign. So there you go. Keep that in mind.
It just reeks. It just reeks of politics. And it's like, why? Yeah, don't even. No, not cool.
Yeah.
Well, we have a couple quick things to touch on as far as Starlight Theater season worth waiting for starts this week. Little Mermaid launches openings up on June 8th. That's this Wednesday, I believe. And kudos and break a leg to all those in the Little Mermaid cast. The Disaster play, which is going to be hilarious and awesome. You don't want to miss seeing Disaster. It's launching June 15th. Dreamgirls is June 22nd. And Hello, Dolly, starring yours truly. That's right. It's all about me. June 29th at Starlight Theater. So make sure to join us out there for the season worth waiting for. It's finally happened. The season that was supposed to happen in 2020. It's all happening this year.
Greg Saunders is my favorite Starlight actor, by the way.
We're going to bring in our guest, which apparently her camera's not working. Are you there, Aaron? Is your microphone working is the question. Good morning, Aaron. Are you on? Oh, it will really stink if her microphone is also not working. Oh, no, it's not working. Sometimes laptops are moody. Sometimes laptops just don't like you very much. Try using your phone, Aaron. Sometimes your phone works better.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah. So while we're doing this, I'm going to see if I can't go ahead and text her the link, because that might do a little bit of a better situation. What else can we talk about this week? Oh, GoRockford.com. If you haven't been to GoRockford.com. Oh, wait a minute. There's Aaron. Now I see you, Aaron. Hello.
Hey!
All
the
right.
advice worked.
All right. So let's see if I can.
Okay, let me turn off
the
this
other one.
computer so you're not hearing my echo. There we go.
Echo was a problem we had early on a couple of years ago when we launched this thing. It was like, well, how are we going to fix this echo problem? And
it's the worst, isn't it?
But we got it. We got it. And you
Okay,
are,
hey guys,
with this awesome organization called Circle of Change, because not all wounds are visible. And you have an awesome event coming up in August that we want to give everybody a shout out about. But before we get to that, tell us about Circle of Change. What is Circle of Change?
So Circle of Change, for the last 15 years, and as you can hear, my house is full of super well-behaved dogs. So you might get a little tour of my house here. Circle of Change services veterans. We've added a program for first responders and soon to be area youth to deal with PTSD and other mental health issues. As we all know, mental health challenges get treated best when they're treated by a mental health professional, but Circle of Change utilizes dog training to kind of come beside some of those programs. People come into our program for free. They work dogs, and it kind of works as an animal assisted therapy. So we rebuild a sense of safety, trust, resilience, community within our classes. So it's a really cool program.
Animal assisted therapy sounds completely awesome. It's such a neat thing. You see that, you hear about that in the hospitals and stuff like that.
Who doesn't love dogs? You know?
Exactly. I'm pretty sure 90+% of all people love dogs. So I think you're in good spot.
I'm trying to get that light out of focus.
Thankfully, there's enough light in front of you too that you're visible, so you're not just a shadow.
I have about 500 dogs. So
good for you.
Actually, I have 500 teddy bears, but some of them are dogs. They're not all bears.
Okay.
No, I'm just messing with you. But
we don't discriminate. You don't even have to own a dog, honestly, to be in our program.
Actually, I have two of the most wonderful dogs in the world. I love my dogs, and we take them to the dog park on a fairly regular basis. They make you smile. And I was thinking of one commercial, I think Greg had mentioned it, where the little girl says, "Do we have to do treatment again?" And the nurse says, "No, we're going to try a different type of treatment." And this beautiful Saint Bernard comes up and puts his face on there. Have you ever seen that commercial?
Yeah.
It is such a wonderful commercial. It breaks my heart every time. I love it.
My only side effect with this program has been that you don't have to own a dog to be part of the program. And so a lot of the dogs actually that come to the program, we're kind of rehabilitating and working on behavioral issues. And my daughter comes from time to time and she works as a volunteer within the program. And she's trying to talk me now into a Mastiff St. Bernard mix now that she's working with a puppy, and that's the size of a house. So bad side effect.
It's cool what you guys do. And obviously to do what you do is not free. Some funds are needed to get all the things that you do to take place. And one of the ways you're raising funds this year is a golf outing. That's kind of fun.
Yes, we're super excited about our golf outing this year, happening on August 20th, which is a Saturday. We're going to do registration at 8. I know it's kind of early. You know, we're going to kind of shotgun started at 9.
Golfers are like fishermen. They'll get up early if they got a game.
What's that?
Golfers are like fishermen. You know, they'll get up early for that kind of fun.
They better, because this is going to be the biggest party on the golf course that we've thrown yet. We've really blown it out this year. And actually we've got about 3 months more to go, but we're about half full. We're about half full on it, because it is going to be quite a time, but we're so excited. We do have early bird pricing yet. I extended that until the 6th of June. So you can go to our website at circleofchangeprogram.com to download that flyer or connect and register right online. Or you can just give me a call. Let me know you're coming and we'll make arrangements. We'll keep it simple. So
contact at circleofchangeprogram.com. Pretty good place to reach you.
That's a great email. Otherwise you can reach the program directly, even at 815-200-9020. So it's a super easy number to even remember. So.
And Silver Ridge Golf Course down there in Oregon, it's not that far away. Beautiful drive down Route 2 from Rockford down the river. And it's a really nice, one of those golf courses with a lot of, trees, and it's beautiful. It's just a beautiful course.
I saw a lot of deer there last year.
Yeah,
and
wildlife.
Yeah. Brian Berg does a wonderful job. He's he's helped to make a lot of improvements there out at the golf course and his team. So yeah, we're excited to be working with him again out in Oregon. So I know it's a little bit of a haul, but it is, I promise it will be worth it. We're having a costume contest this year. We've rebranded our golf outing to Red, White, and True Blue to reflect that we're servicing veterans and now first responders. And so we're hoping everybody dresses in their most outrageous red, white, and blue outfit while they're on the golf course this year.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
August 20th is the date. Again, check out the website for details too. Circleofchangeprogram.com.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure, do you have a Facebook event or anything yet created for that as well?
Oh, sure. Okay.
So yeah. Circle of Change, check it out on Facebook. And if you want to share the link in the comments, that would be another great way to give people one-click access to what you're up to and give everybody the heads up. So awesome. Well, anything else you'd like to share this week here, Erin, before we let you go?
No, just if you have any questions about the program, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm always available. I'm always running around town. So, and as you can see, I love to talk about our program. So
support change, Circle of Change, Veterans Dog Program.
Yep. And now 2 more programs to add. So very exciting. Very exciting.
Awesome. Good deal. Well, thanks for joining us, Erin, and have a great weekend, and hopefully get a bunch of signups before that June 6th cutoff for the price break.
Yeah. We'll take signups until the end. It's just going to cost you a little bit more coin to do that. But hey, it goes to a good cause. So.
Sign up now. Yeah.
That's right.
So,
all right, Erin. Have a great weekend. We'll catch up with you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Erin Raybon there, the executive director of Circle of Change. Again, it's circleofchangeprogram.com. And let's go right over to Joann, who's not at PAWS HQ this morning. Now I can tell. How are
No,
you,
I'm
Joann? You doing
at
all right?
home.
You're at
With
home
with
Yeah.
Jorge.
and the birds.
Yeah,
birds,
home with Jorge.
All
Sorry.
right.
He wouldn't let you out this
We're
morning, or
trying to
what?
stay. We're trying to stay safe. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna a can of worms with Tom.
No.
I was
Oh,
exposed
well,
to
you know-
COVID, and I'm trying to what? I'm trying
Oh,
to stay
I-
away from people.
Oh, no, you're not going to bring up a can of worms. I agree that if you're exposed to COVID, you should stay home. I agree. If you have it, you should stay home. I agree. It still exists. I'm just saying it doesn't exist in the form that it used to. But anyway, I was going to say, I used to not believe in monkeypox until I
did
saw their
open the
face.
case.
No, until I saw their face. Now I'm a believer.
That's a repeat from last week.
Oh, is it? Okay,
We heard
sorry.
that last
Like-
week.
He liked it
Ah,
so much
well.
last week. He's bringing it up.
Oh, well. Recycle old jokes. Come on. How are you,
Let's
Joann?
throw some SMS info at some people here real quick. As I mentioned already.
It's not
first,
like I
Starlight-
don't have any animals to show. For some reason,
No.
Jorge has to be in my lap. I don't know why.
Yeah.
He loves you. He just loves you. The Victorian Village at Midway Village Museum is this weekend. They have 10, what is it? Today, 10 to 4, and tomorrow, 10 to 4. Costumed history interpreters show how new technologies changed life in the Rockford region from 1860 to 1920. It's a free event for Rockford residents, thanks to a grant from the Forward for Fun initiative. So Midway Village Museum might be a great place to take the family 10 to 4 today or 10 to 4 tomorrow and see all these costumed historians interpreting how new technologies were changing the life of Rockfordians back in the turn of the century, 1860 to 1920.
All right, one little note on that. I took a state and local history class in high school. It was an elective, and I was very, very interested in that kind of stuff. And it was with Robert Borden, great teacher, great guy. 11th grade, brand new Jefferson. And that was one of the most informative classes I've ever taken. I learned a lot about state history, but I was more interested in local history. I learned about buildings. I learned about the beginnings of the city of Rockford. Daniel Haight, Germanicus Kent, Thatcher Blake, all of those names. I still remember them today as if I took the class yesterday. It was so good. So this is an event that I think I may want to go to because I'm very, very interested in that kind of stuff. And it's fun. It's interesting to hear about your city.
Yeah, absolutely. And the weather should be great as well. And speaking of being outdoors and checking things out, Clem Arboretum every year, the first weekend of June, has their big experience that the garden walk. Yeah, a variety of plants, flowers, garden decor, arts, educational information booths, a whole lot more, plus live entertainment, local vendors with food. Today 9 to 5, tomorrow 9 to 4. That is a $10 admission, unless of course you're a Clem member. It's free for the Clem members, but if you're not a member,
I
of
never
Clem,
understand why they charge you to spend money.
one
thing I heard about that is to make sure you have cash.
Yeah.
Most of the vendors do not take credit card or debit cards. So rub the bank and get some cash.
bring your dollar bills.
Bring cash. Yes.
Speaking of dollar bills, you might have saw this in the news this week. This is kind of cool. Nearly $1 million in state capital funding is going to go toward preserving and repairing Coronado Performing Arts Center downtown. The largest chunk of that funding, over $720,000, was announced this past Tuesday. It's part of the state's bipartisan Rebuild Illinois Capital Program. The Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity released a list this week of 34 communities sharing in a $50 million allotment for bridge replacements and road construction projects and more, including this funding for the Coronado. You'll remember a few years ago, they spent like $18 million restoring the Coronado. Now it just needs some facade touch-ups. The new fiscal year begins July 1st. Another $200,000 is expected to be added to this. Nearly a century of exposure to Midwestern weather has resulted in water infiltrating the Coronado's cast stone exterior. So the money is going to go toward repairing that nearly 95-year-old landmark facade there at the Coronado. So that is pretty cool. They actually said some of the pieces of the front facade got iced over and fell off this last winter. So they're like, yeah, this has to be fixed. It's a little bit of a hazard there. It needs to be taken care of. As you're driving around town lately, you're probably seeing those bird scooters all over the place. After taking a nosedive in the early days of the pandemic, shared scooter usage is bouncing back this year big time, according to Bloomberg. Usage started creeping back up last year. This year, it's a full-on resurgence. Bird has over 2.5 million active users, and Lime, remember we had those Lime bikes for last year?
Yeah.
That didn't go over too well in Rockford, but there's over 5 million active users for Lime bikes around the country, and they're doing better than they were before the pandemic. Things are really taking off with the shared scooters and the Lime bikes. Which
so we have scooters, not bikes, right?
We have the scooters.
We have some active people on our.
We're getting a lot of chat. Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Aaron, I
don't know if it's
via LinkedIn. I love that. But there's
people
the link.
People are either listening to us or listening to themselves.
I did have to block the guy who was trying to spam us with stuff, but that was bound to happen eventually. The newest trend in podcasting. Check this out. This is not a joke. The newest trend in podcasting is the exact opposite of the talk heavy shows that dominate our medium. White noise podcasts, which literally play white noise, have been topping the charts recently. One guy who runs a white noise podcast says he's pulled in $18,000 a month in his best month.
Well, it's what you sleep by, right?
Yeah.
I think that's probably what it is. You just pop it on there at night and you turn your.
How do you make that much money though?
On at night, white noise all night.
We're still waiting for our money to roll in, right?
Right. Where's our checks?
I don't know. I don't see the subscribe button. Maybe we need a subscribe button.
Now,
get 1,000 subscribers.
Like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. I know you're watching us on LinkedIn or you're watching us on Facebook, but the place to be is the YouTube channel. And then you can do other things. You can still scroll Facebook while you're listening on YouTube. That was my advice long ago. But still, it's my advice. But yeah, white noise. Let's make this promise right now on the Saturday Morning Stateline show today. We will never become a white noise podcast. we are here to spread good news.
We have Tom. We can't be white noise.
That's right.
That's right. We got to talk.
That's right. Me and my collection of bears and cats and dogs.
All the good stuff.
Stuff.
I haven't gone yet, but I am planning to go to the theater to see the new Top Gun movie.
Let me know. I'll go with you, bud.
Yeah. $156 million opening weekend during the Memorial Day weekend. A whole lot of middle-aged Americans hoping to relive their 80s childhoods. About 55% of tickets were buyers over the age of 35, which that I would think is kind of normal anyway. Top Gun Maverick, best opening on Memorial Day weekend ever. So kudos.
Wow.
Tom Cruise.
Okay, so I'm going to throw this at you. I think I said this last week. I've not seen Top Gun, so I'm actually going to watch it at some point, so I can then watch Top Gun 2, Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, I think it's worth it.
Yeah, Top Gun Maverick. That's what it's called, right?
Top Gun Maverick, and getting a lot of good reviews. And so I'm going to probably go to the theater and see it.
Somebody was telling me. They said, there is no way, somebody who knows the military, there's no way that 30 years later, 36 years later, you can come back, fly a plane. First of all, you wouldn't be in the Air Force anymore. You'd have been retired long ago. You won't have the agility. You won't have the mental acuity. You won't have learned the controls because everything's changed. I don't know. It's just Hollywood.
I'm wearing a Thunderbirds shirt. All right.
Yeah,
this was our buddy Hoffman's shirt, who was taught by my wife back in the day at Christian Life School. He flew for the Thunderbirds. He was the oldest member of that crew,
31,
and he was like 30 or 31 years old. And that's in his case, that happened because
Stop.
of his eyes. He had to get his eyes
Yeah.
corrected and then still pass, and they allowed him to be a part, which
That's like an Olympic gymnast. I'm sorry, Sarah, you're 24 now. You have to retire. You know,
you can't do what you could do at 18. It's just not.
That's right. Yeah, you're not the same as you were when you were 12. Come on now.
Exactly. All right, some randoms here for you this week. A survey shows 86% of parents believe swimming lessons are the best way to protect a child from drowning. Yeah, I think that makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Also, there's a lack of lifeguards that could prevent a third of the nearly 300,000 public pools in the U.S. from even opening this summer. This is according to the American Lifeguard Association.
Wow.
We've already talked last week about Rockford, Zip Rockford, which is closing because they got no one to apply for their jobs for this summer. And pools across the country also that need lifeguards might not open if they have no lifeguards. Sad. Microsoft is working on a cloud streaming device codenamed Keystone. This is a device that will plug into any TV or monitor and allow gamers to access Xbox Game Pass and its cloud gaming services without using a console. Here it comes, folks. Here it's come. You're gonna have a little thumb drive type thing or something. You're just gonna plug into your smart TV, and that's gonna be your gaming console right there. Not surprised. Totally not surprised.
No.
And right now, more than likely, you're watching our show on your phone or using a Chrome browser on your PC or laptop. The Safari web browser. The Safari web browser just passed 1 million global users, but it's still trailing Chrome. Chrome has over 3.4 million global users. And in third place, Microsoft's Edge, 213 million. Firefox has 179 million. But yeah, Chrome is still the global leader as far as browsers go for the internets. What's your bird's name, Joann?
Micah.
Micah.
Micah
Is that the one making noise?
Micah. Ouch.
Oh,
Micah decided. Micah was going to go on the floor, so I had to rescue him.
Okay.
Too many dogs and cats on the floor.
Last couple things. Scientists believe they have found what's believed to be the largest single plant on Earth. Get this, an underwater meadow of seagrass off the coast of Western Australia spans 77 square miles. That's the equivalent of about 20,000 football fields. And it's all one plant. Underwater meadow of seagrass.
Who mows it?
Not me.
Yeah.
Las Vegas wedding industry. Did you know it's worth $2 billion? That's not a hint to our big number of the week, by the way. It's just a funny correlation. Las Vegas wedding industry, $2 billion industry, attracts about 70,000 couples every year and employs around 18,000 people. Here comes wedding season. It's June. Last thing, a study found that fathers are more likely to sing to their infant daughters than they are to their infant sons. One more sad example of how our society punishes females. All right. So,
punishes females.
Did you sing to your daughter or your son, Tom?
Yeah. My daughters, yes, not my son.
Huh. Okay.
Why?
So I probably did sing to them. I don't know, but because girls are softer and, it's, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
okay.
He didn't feel he should punish his son.
Daddy's little girl, arms around my shoulders, whatever, and you sing to them while you're rubbing their back. And to a boy, a son, it's like, come on, buddy, let's go to bed. And you tell stories or whatever. It just has a different dynamic. So
I can't. I mean, we when the kids were on, all of our kids were very little. We did have like a bedtime song that we sang together. When they started to get a little bit older.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. When they were a year old, they're still in a crib or whatever. When they're really, really young, yeah, of course, I sang to both of them. But as they got older, I would sing the girls to sleep, and they're 4 or 5, but not my son. I don't think he wanted to be sung to sleep. I think we just talked and, whatever, talked about football or something. I don't know. And then he fell asleep.
Having 6 kids and then at one point 3 little kids in the same bedroom, trying to get them all to sleep was always a bit of a challenge. We used to do a thing called Samurai Storyteller, where I'd start a story and then I would touch one of them on the shoulder and they could continue the next line of the story. And then I'd come back to try to fill in the blank, and then I'd touch another shoulder and they would start filling the next line of the story. So they all kind of had, we see who was still active. Their brain was still working.
That's good. I like that.
The stories went off in all different kind of crazy directions, and it was always a wonderful thing. So anyway, there's your SMS info for the week. Thank you for appeasing me and my wanting to promote GoRockford.com and Rockford Buzz. If you don't have the Rockford Buzz app on your phone, check it out. See what's going on around the Rockford area any day of the week with Rockford Buzz and GoRockford.com. You're right, Joann. It's Garden Fair weekend at Clem Arboretum and Botanic Garden. That's what they call it today and tomorrow. All right. Since you're not at PAWS HQ, we're not going to be doing a tour or anything, but we do want to make sure everyone remembers the golf play day for PAWS is coming up here just a couple of weeks.
And I did have my pet of the week is actually right here.
Oh, really?
Let's see if I can pick it up. Damn, hey. This is Mitch.
Mitch.
Wow.
Mitch.
There he is.
Mitch is a 10-month-old Chihuahua, and I'm fostering him.
Let's do this.
And he came from kind of a situation, and he's slowly, with being around my dogs, he's kind of figuring out what being a dog is. So he probably won't be ready. He's having his neuter surgery on Tuesday, so he'll probably be ready kind of next week. But
he looks a lot bigger than what a Chihuahua should look like. Is it maybe just because
he's about the same size as it? Do you want him closer? He's about the same size as Jorge.
Okay, he just looks so much bigger. I don't know why.
He's good.
So this is Mitch. And Mitch has some bling on him. We tease him. He's got some bling.
Yeah.
Don't you?
What a good looking puppy dog.
Mitch. So I did post him to Greg as our pet of the week.
And I'm going to do that.
And I was at PAWS on, I don't forget what day, and we are teeming with cats and kittens. So if you're in the mood to adopt, please adopt. Today is Hug a Cat Day.
Do cats like to be hugged? Really?
What?
Do cats like to be hugged, generally speaking?
Some do, some don't. No, cats. Do cats like to be hugged? Do you want to know? I have 3 cats. Yeah, I'm going to go hug all 3 of them.
Some cats don't even like to be picked up.
No, that would be my cat we named Psycho. She's the one that lays right here on my computer, right in front of it. And I just pet her and she does the and I pet her and I, whatever. And she paws at me when I stop and I have to give her little treats. She loves her little temptation treats or whatever they're called. But she doesn't like to be picked up, but I am the only one that can pick her up. The only one. Mm-hmm. Barney will lay on my shoulder and I just do this for an hour to the point where my shoulder's hurting. I'm like, okay, buddy, I got to put you down. And then Remy, my other cat, he likes to cuddle and snuggle as well. But when I get him too close, he backs away. So it's a mixed bag with all 3 of them.
I was showing a house yesterday and the friendliest cat greeted us at the door and walked us through the house. It was like we were giving
That's awesome.
It was wonderful.
Are you my new owners?
Yeah.
Do they get the cat with the house?
If you take the house, maybe I'll stay. I think that's what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but anyway.
And then it's adopt a shelter animal too.
it is definitely time to check out cats.
Thank
There's,
you.
there's so many cats at the shelter and being fostered right now. So it is a really good time to
Please.
adopt cats. All right, let's do this. Our big number of the week this week. What is our big number of the week? It is 2 billion, ladies and gentlemen. 2 billion. And the answer is vinyl or vanishing. Vinyl or vanishing. And you're going to have to give me an answer. Currently, we are at a score of 2-4. Joann is doubling up on Tom at the moment.
That's right.
Is something going to change today? Let's find out. Give me your answer. Vinyl or vanishing? 3, 2, 1, go.
Vinyl.
Vanishing.
Ooh, they are going different directions. Okay, so vinyl record sales. I've brought up vinyl record sales a couple times, not too distant past. Vinyl record sales on track to set a new non-vinyl era record this year. Last year, buyers for vinyl spent $1 billion on vinyl records. That's up from 14 million in 2005. That's how much it's caught up here in the last 17 years. What the U.S. has spent even more than that, though, is $2 billion on saving salmon. They're vanishing still.
Oh,
how weird is that? Congratulations, Joann. You get the point this week.
Yay.
Yes.
Yep.
I actually thought reading that it was varnishing.
Vanishing. And the end kind of looks like an R. The U.S. has spent, according to ProPublica, the U.S. has spent more than $2 billion on this plan to save salmon. They're doing these hatcheries and all these other things, especially in the Pacific Northwest. And yet they're still dwindling away in spite of all of this money that they're spending. A lot of different reasons for that, obviously fishing and the environment and stuff like that. So they got to do something different because the hatchery thing isn't quite cutting it. Not sure what they're going to do. But anyway, we're going to wrap things up early this week. I got to buzz out of here. So you guys, thanks as always.
Are you traveling somewhere today?
We need to do some traveling, so we need to hit the road, and we'll fill you in on the details next week.
You're not gonna tell us you're going to Cancun?
No, I'm not going to do that. That would be a wrong thing to rub that in. So remember, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone this week. We'll try to do the same and meet you back here next week for another Saturday morning Stateline show. Thanks for tuning in.
Safe driving. Whatever you're doing. All right, we'll see you later. Bye.